throughout the Disney Star Wars era, they have been bringing in all these directors and writers to make various Star Wars projects, whether it be TV shows, I guess movies back in the day, and video games. Well, what if hypothetically I was in charge of making a Star Wars project? What would I do? Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to be separating it into 3 parts for the 3 different eras, the prequel trilogy, original trilogy, sequel trilogy. Just for sake of clarity, I'm not doing all the eras, just those 3 main eras. Well, what would I do in those 3 time periods? What stories would I make? For the prequel trilogy, I would make a Clone Wars live-action trilogy. That's what I would do, because when it comes to the Clone Wars show, it did a really good job of expanding the prequel trilogy. But the problem is that most people aren't going to watch the show because, unfortunately, it's animated. They're not going to watch animation because it's associated with kids stuff, which is not true, but that's a stigma, and, well, I want people to experience what the Clone Wars has to offer. So why not make a live-action trilogy where you take the vibe of the Clone Wars show, and you make new characters, make a new clone battalion, you create new clone characters, and then you pop them into battle. It's a very easy way to create new stories. The Clone Wars is a very rich storytelling potential. I don't know why Lucasfilm does not do anything with it. Well, I know why, because trying to do anything live action with Clone Wars stuff is a pain in the ass. Now, the first movie would take place during the beginning of the Clone Wars, the second movie will take place towards the middle-ish, sort of, and the third movie will take place during Order 66, and seeing how the clones portray the new Jedi characters that we created. And I feel like, especially for live action, especially if it's the same vibe as the animated show, it should be exactly the same vibe, same energy. For the original trilogy time period, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, because I'm gonna expand to the Empire time period as well. And I'm gonna cheat again, but not creating a new movie, but more so a sequel to a pre-existing movie, which is Solo. I would make Solo a trilogy, because Solo has a lot of potential, like, for more movies. I know Kira, the character from Solo, has her entire comic book line, but we're not focusing on her, we're focusing on Han. That's what we're focusing on here. And so a sequel for Solo, from what I can imagine, or if I were to write a sequel to Solo, I'll make it more focused on his relationship with Kira. So, the whole point of the sequel is to make Han the way he is in the original trilogy, or at least in New Hope, where he is this very jaded person who only cares about money. How do we get to that? Well, the sequel will explain that. It would be more Han-centric, because the third movie will be more Chewbacca-centric. I think it would be more interesting approach for the finale of a trilogy for Han would be his relationship with Chewbacca, and to reinforce their friendship, for them to never betray each other. Because you can argue hypothetically, I know Chewbacca has a whole life that the Han, but that's through Chewbacca's perspective. What about through Han's perspective? How does Han see Chewbacca as a friend that will never betray him? I feel like that'd be a good, interesting premise for a third movie, to reinforce their friendship, to conclude the trilogy with them being friends for life and to never betray each other. And finally, for the sequel trilogy, I would do a Stormtrooper movie, where it would be about the First Order Stormtroopers becoming Stormtroopers. And these will be involving new characters, not Finn. There's not a Finn origin story, because Finn's origin story has been told in the sequel trilogy. They're basically saying he's like a janitor or whatever. Yeah, this will be featuring new characters as Stormtroopers. You can have Phasma return as sort of the authority figure. Maybe there's like this camp where they're, being brainwashed, and we can see the whole brainwashing process, how throughout their entire lives they've been brainwashed and they're becoming First Order Stormtroopers. Because the reason I want to create this story is because a plot hole is that in the sequel trilogy with Finn, he can just kill all the Stormtroopers with ease. If they're supposed to be brainwashed from like when they're children, and why is Finn just like, oh, I'm just gonna kill my family? Because from Finn's perspective, that's his family that he's killing. Because another thing is, like, maybe they can create like cause the way I'm saying is like this, like, what if there's like a code that Stormtroopers have where if someone were to leave or like defect from the First Order, they're pretty much brainwashed, or I guess their motto is that if someone were to defect, they just kill them. They're no longer family. Like, they just, oh, you're a traitor now. I know that sounds very confusing, and like just a bunch of words I'm saying, but like to me that makes sense, and I feel like to a lot of people it would actually help the trilogy out more, because that is a major plot hole that the trilogy sets that they don't explain. Is that what I would do for each trilogy? Do you like my ideas? Do you think they'll work? Probably do. I mean, it doesn't matter what I say, it's gonna be better than what Disney would make. So if you guys enjoyed, hit the like button and subscribe and go now. So, goodbye everyone.